Well, it's another lovely day down here on the Sussex coast, and I've got another different old crock, a silver AC and DC 5-band all transistor radio running on the mains at the moment. And as you may be able to see, the dial lights up rather nicely, and I bet this isn't the first time that this has played this tune. Off volume, tone control. There's the switch for your dial light. Fine tuning, because you've got no fewer than 4 shortwave bands. Now I'd give a blast of that, but since the ships all went digital, you can't really pick much up here anymore. And then of course the tuning.
And if you're feeling a bit peckish and fancy something along with your allowances this morning, then can I tempt you with the weird mixture of flavours that is haggis ice cream?
And there's the inside. Mains transformer and voltage selector on the right there. This had all been disconnected and the wiring reconnected or left disconnected in a most dangerous way. So much scratching of heads and working out where things go, and soldering and shrink sleeving has been necessary, along with fitting the mains cable, which is wired permanently in. In those days they didn't tend to use a plug-in connector like they do nowadays. And another thing that it doesn't do, when you plug the mains in, it doesn't automatically disconnect the battery, and you have to use this switch to do it. And there's your earphone socket there. I doubt they get away with this nowadays, as you can see it's all sort of hardboard stuff. The chassis is metal and plastic. Output transistors there are germanium. So it has quite a nice sound for what it is. Little Alnico 5-inch speaker there. 8 ohm, 1.5 watts, made in Japan. Another thing I found was that somebody had let dead batteries ruin the battery holder. So I fitted one of these. And that means that you'll be able to use this with AA rechargeable or ordinary AA batteries, and it come to that. Here is the old battery holder, and as you can see, the terminals have been corroded beyond repair, and the top plate that clipped in, well, just look at it. I mean, it's as bent as a politician, isn't it? So that wasn't going to be any good at all. So all this old thing really needs now is the cardboard back putting back in to shield the public from the high voltages down there on the bottom right. And that should be that. It didn't show much promise, but there was so much disconnected in it, it was untrue. So after a good clean, and over there in the sink I have a tub full of biological washing powder, which I've carefully purloined from the missus to clean the knobs up, which are in a bit of a state. Beats me how some people let their kit get as filthy as this. They must surely have mud flaps on the Hoover. Anyway, on that daft note, I shall leave you.